Human rights for Iran! Justice for Iran!
Thanks for joining us on the second half of The Factor Uncensored. Public unrest has continued for an 8th week in Iran. There have been endless protests following the death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini, a woman who died from injuries after an arrest. Her crime, not wearing a hijab in public properly. She wore it, it just wasn't to their standards. Tensions are continuing to escalate as a court has issued its first ever death sentence over protests. My guests, Donya Ziraksari and Anahita Ahmadi are here, and they're activists. Sorry for butchering your name, but let's get to the important issue, because this is just mind-blowing. Even if you're here in America, you should be involved, you should play a role, you should say something. Now, how did we get to this point in Iran?
Thank you so much for having us, first of all. This means a lot to us. It's been over 60 days since Mahsa Amini passed away in the custody of the morale police of Islamic Republic of Iran.
And for those who don't know what morale police are there, what would they do? What's their job?
They stop you on the street and unannounced, obviously, if you're going out with your family, and if you're wearing your hijab not to their standards, they will try to school you. In case of Mahsa Amini, they took her. She was not even from Tehran. She was just traveling to Tehran right before her birthday with her brother. They took her to the custody to a place to maybe retrain her on how to wear her hijab properly. And what happened is that they beat her. She went to a coma, and she died 2 days later in the hospital.
And this has started a massive protest in that country and around the world.
Yes, people of all color, all gender and religion background, no matter what, they have been standing with us, and they are asking for a regime change. We're not asking for a reform. We are asking for a regime change. There has been so many uprisings since 1979, and this is by far the longest, the most intense one, and the government has no mercy. They're just killing people. If I may, let me give you some statistics. Over 330 people have been killed so far. Over 50 of them are children. And over 5,300 of them have been injured, and they have been denied medical attention. Because if you as a doctor go and treat them, you might lose your license. 14,000 people are arrested, and recently the parliament of Iran has actually sentenced them to death just because they're protesting, just because they want a regime change.
For those who need the basics to even understand what's going there, what is it like for a woman there?
Thank you for having me here.
Glad to have you.
I can talk books about that.
Give us the basics, though. If you wanted to go out dressed like you are now, there.
As I told you, I can give a book about this to you, and as every other minorities or second citizen in every other countries, you can say that, okay, they have been, given the second citizen rights. But why we are here tonight is that we need our voice to be heard, and we need to talk to every government people, every United States people, and the ones who have powers. We have some demands, and we want to be heard, and we want, we are proud American, Iranian, Houstonian. We work so hard, we pay taxes, and we are very friendly. So in return, we need to be heard. So that's why we are here. We are some demands that I need to use your time to see what exactly we want. After the Iran parliament asked for actually having these protesters that they are detained, get all of them should be actually executed. And they ask for execution. We are going to UN on November 19th, and we are gathering there. Everybody are welcome to join us, American, Iranian, to join us there. Because we are asking UN, we are going through the work with UNSC to implement sanctions and bring forced prosecution into the ICC due to the following this crime, like the crime against humanity, capital punishment for protesters and other political prisoners, and torture and sexual assault of protesters, including minors, and genocide of ethnic minority groups. And
really quick, let me bring Donya back in here. For Americans who don't get it, what should they get, and what should they do from your perspective? What could the least they can do to be heard to help you guys?
So as an American citizen, there is so much that can be done, right? She does have a list, and there is all these petitions, all these things that can be signed, right? That we can talk to our state representatives, or the people that we are actually voting for. They can do something for us, because I'm not just considering myself an Iranian. I am an Iranian American, proud Houstonian that live here. I am your neighbor. I'm your coworker. So we do want U.S. to cease negotiations with Islamic Republic of Iran on the nuclear talks. We want them to implement the sanctions on the regime's leaders and agencies, militaries, Islamic Revolutionary Guard, Basij, military industrial affiliations, remove all ties with the lobbyists organizations, facilitate free internet. That's another thing. People are not hearing about it because there is no internet in Iran. There was no internet in Iran 3 years ago, exactly this week, for a week. And you know what happened? 1,500 people got slaughtered by the Islamic Republic of Iran, and nobody heard about it.
And where can they find these petitions, really quick, because we're out of time? Where can they find these petitions to sign them online?
Amnesty International has them, but who else?
Yes, we can give you, these are a lot of, but if you follow up, do you want me to say it? If you follow us on Action for Iran,
Yeah.
Action for Iran, we have all these petitions and all the, all our demands that what we want from U.S. government and European government. And you know what I'm seeing and what I'm seeking.
We're out of time, but we're going to invite you back before you go
Yes.
to the UN. So thank you.